Good morning. My name is Tim O'Brien, and I'm coming to you from Atlanta. On behalf of the entire Plus Group organization, thank you for attending today's 2021 DI Day event. Content will be delivered today by our next generation of income protection experts located throughout the country. We are certain you will come away from this event better informed with proven strategies to help you create more business, whether you are a DI veteran or a newcomer. Some of you may recognize the skyline behind me as the great city of Cleveland, where in just under 9 hours, another huge event will be taking place, the 2021 National Football League Draft. Like many folks, I will be tuned in at 8 p.m. to see Clemson's own Trevor Lawrence selected #1 overall, then witness the rest of the first round drama unfold. These well-deserving college athletes have been extensively studied and thoroughly examined physically, mentally, and medically. Personnel departments of each NFL team have been tasked with making crucial decisions that can shape the future of their respective franchise. For the NFL, it's about more than just building the next generation of great professional football stars. It's about building the next generation of great leaders. Not unlike the NFL, the Plus Group is committed to identifying and developing the next generation of income protection leaders. Our commitment includes being a resource of knowledge and expertise to assist you in preparing at every level, teaching you the craft and giving you every opportunity to showcase your talents. We'll begin today's event here in Atlanta to discuss the question, why sell income protection? Next, we will bring in our experts from Nashville, Detroit, and Pittsburgh to share insights into the who, as in who needs income protection. Finally, we will round things off with our Dallas, Minneapolis, and Atlanta professionals and a conversation on how to sell income protection. So let's get started by introducing to you my #1 draft choice, Brett O'Brien.
All right, looks like we're good to go. Thank you, Dad, and welcome everyone to DI Day 2021. We've been planning this event for a few months now and are excited to have listeners from all over the country and from all lines of the insurance industry. My name is Brett O'Brien, and I'm a second-generation DI professional in the Plus Group. One of the aspects of the call today that I'm most excited about is every one of the people you're going to hear from is a part of what we call the next generation of the Plus Group. Each of us has a story that has led us to the Plus Group, and my hope is that our stories will encourage each of you to craft your own story and be able to deliver it with a passion to your market. Our presentation today is going to be broken down into 3 parts, with the first session addressing the question, why sell income protection? My story starts when I enrolled at Clemson University back in the mid-2000s. Now, you may love college sports, you may also despise your rivals, or you may not care one way or another, but I was blessed to go to a university that had an excellent architecture program. In high school, I was able to take an Architecture 101 class that introduced me to the profession and got me passionate about designing and building. So I spent 4 years at Clemson and came out the other side with an architecture degree and a lot of questions as to what the heck I was going to do to find work in the middle of a recession. After submitting resumes and searching everywhere for a few months, I got into bartending and ultimately ended up managing a restaurant for a couple of years. After 2 years, I was starting the road toward getting my master's, and my dad approached me at that pivotal moment in my life and suggested that I come learn a little bit about what he does for a living and see if it could be a good fit. One thing he told me that stuck with me all these years is that if he could start over in the business, he would focus on becoming the best disability insurance producer that he could be, simply because of the potential. So this is where my journey with the Plus Group began. And I say all of this to highlight the fact that many of us in this industry come from all walks of life. It doesn't take someone studying risk management and insurance to become a passionate advocate for the income protection industry. Anyone can have this conversation. And hopefully today we can give you the tools you need to take the next step. No matter what your background, we can all agree that the insurance industry is extremely diverse. And I think now more than ever, the information distributed between the different parts of this industry are starting to bleed together. Clients are relying on professionals for almost every major decision they are making in their lives. From asking how to invest their wealth to getting the opinion of their advisor on the best car to drive or book to read. These same advisors are working harder than ever to filter through the misinformation or the proverbial water cooler financial advice to provide their clients with good, solid, foundational risk protection. Whether you're a life and health professional, property and casualty agent, benefits expert, or you're focused on other planning aspects, you can still provide additional value to your relationships by bringing up the conversation. And trust me, you're going to have to bring it up. I've been doing this for a decade now, and I can almost guarantee that your client's not going to ask you about income protection unless they just met with their doctor and had a change in their health. This probably doesn't come as a surprise, but the best advisors are a lot more successful in the industry by being proactive rather than reactive. Taking this one step further, I've seen many advisors have great success by talking about income protection from the very first meeting with their client. Clearly, if it comes up as one of the first items you discuss, your clients will sense the importance. But mentioning that you will talk more later about this aspect of their financial plan, you set the groundwork for your follow-up conversation, and you establish clear expectations that you will at the very least require the client to tell you no. You're absolutely going to hear some no's, and everyone you're going to talk to and hear from today knows that no's are more common than yeses. But at the very least, you can sleep better at night knowing that you did everything you could to help your client understand the risk and make an informed decision. I truly believe that there's a plan design that can fit anyone's budget. Adjusting features and benefit periods can account for different risk tolerances. And with the suite of products that the Plus Group brings to the table, you can be confident that you're bringing the best solution to your clients that specifically addresses their occupation, their medical history, and their risk tolerance. The data. I want to preface this section by saying I believe it is important to have a base understanding of the likelihood of becoming disabled during your working years. But we don't want to dwell on this when explaining the need to the client. The data here is all solid, but the concept is told through stories and through personalization at a much higher success rate. I find that knowing the statistics helps an advisor come to terms with the why income protection should be discussed with their clients and can be saved to help augment a point or story that they will discuss a little bit later. With that said, the numbers really are staggering. 25% of the new workforce is going to have some sort of disabling event that prevents them from working for 90 days or longer before they retire. Looking at this a different way, I think we would all love to have the odds of 1 in 4 was to win some sort of prize or reward. Having those type of odds, we feel pretty good about our chances. It's our job to make sure our market doesn't face these odds without an income protection plan. It's also important to distinguish between the two major contributors to long-term disability claims. When most people are asked what they think the number one cause for disability claims will be, they answer some sort of accident. Injuries make up only about 9% of all long-term disability claims. The majority of long-term disability claims are due to musculoskeletal disorders and cancer, coming in at 29% and 15% respectively. Drawing this distinction is a worthwhile exercise because we are a lot more aware of just how unpredictable an illness can be in today's pandemic environment. It is undeniable that COVID has changed the way this country is going to operate going forward from a health and safety standard. But the disability insurance we place on our clients isn't going to play favorites. It is designed to be there to help them get through the unknown of what lies ahead in life. The last statistics I want to highlight is the expenses associated with becoming sick are the leading cause of bankruptcy in our country. You can see here that 41% of bankruptcy are attributed to you or someone in your family becoming sick or injured. Health insurance is extremely important, and there's a reason our federal government is working to figure out the right solution for healthcare. but healthcare is designed to pay someone else when you need medical treatment. You can ask your client, how about we design a plan that is going to pay you in the event that you need medical treatment? For more information along these same lines, I would encourage you to check out this pretty handy website, disabilitycanhappen.org. It's a nonprofit consumer awareness website that has some unique tools like a running calculator for all of the working age Americans who have become disabled in 2021. The biggest barrier to entry for new advisors has to be how to start the disability insurance conversation. And I'm a big believer that the opportune word there is conversation. Today's client has access to a wealth of knowledge about the companies you represent and the vision and goals you espouse on your websites and profiles simply by logging online. But what really separates transactional insurance from customized individual insurance plans is the ability to listen to your client's story. The income protection conversation comes down to one simple question that you can ask each and every person you connect with. Do you rely on your income? Sure. There are going to be people that are independently wealthy and can legitimately answer that question with a no. But the vast majority of people in their working years are going to say, yes, I do rely on my income. And once you establish that first yes, you now have uncovered the opportunity to have the conversation about income protection. It really is as simple as asking the question and waiting for the answer. If you know what questions to ask and then how to listen, you're going to pick up quickly on the aspects of your client's financial plan that need support. And the foundation of that support is your client's most valuable asset, their ability to earn an income. One of the first things I heard when I got into this business was the phrase, disability insurance helps you protect your most valuable asset. The fact was as true back then as it is today. But being a visual person, I like to break down what protecting your client's most valuable asset really means. The industry has done numerous studies on this topic over the years, and the same conclusion is always reached. Individuals polled will quickly identify a house or their vehicle as an asset, and some will point to their retirement plan or their life insurance coverage as their most important asset. But when in reality, their most important asset is their ability to earn an income. So if we use the examples here of someone who is earning $100,000 and is 30 years old, factoring in a modest 4% yearly pay increase, we come up with a total earnings potential of over $8 million during their working years. The biggest disconnect is most clients don't view their income as an asset. And when their health and their mental capacity is absolutely the biggest driver for their asset accumulation, we can help them make that connection. Here's another way I like to suggest advisors have this conversation. When applying for multiple jobs, would you compare the benefits between the options? Would you rather have a full salary but no health insurance? Of course not. However, if something were to happen to you, would you rather pay less now to cover the cost of disability, or would you rather have nothing and potentially lose your home? The average cost for a disability insurance policy that covers between 60 to 65% of your income costs between 1% and 3% of your before tax income. Job B shows that we can earn a little bit less annually, an amount that will not affect the bottom line, while protecting a huge chunk of our income. Here's another way to look at it. Imagine your client, Robin Banks. She's got a big house and a mortgage, life insurance payments, monthly expenses, and a fishing addiction. Would you rather have job A, where she has no money to make those boat payments and possibly lose her home? Or would you rather have job B, where she can keep the status quo while buying time to recover or plan for her next step? The three-legged stool of financial risk. If you remove one of the legs of a stool, the chair falls over, and so does the person sitting on it. This example can be made with a few easy questions during your client conversations. There are three major components to consider when developing someone's financial plan. First, you can ask, what are we going to do if you die too young? This is a natural lead into the life insurance conversation. And then we can ask, what are you going to do if you live too long? Retirement planning, wealth accumulation, and long-term care can be a good solutions to the risks of living too long. Finally, we need to address what would happen in between and asking, What are you going to do if you become sick or injured? Individual disability is an insurance plan that offers a benefit to replace income lost due to an inability to work because of an illness or injury. Said more simply, if you can't do your job and become sick or injured, disability insurance is there to support. Why is this important? Because as the graphic here shows, an individual's income creates the foundation for their entire financial plan, not to mention their ability to pay their mortgage, pay for car insurance, save for retirement, even to pass on assets to their family. All of these things are predicated on earning a consistent or at least predictable income. The advantage to having an individual disability insurance policy is that should you become disabled, you're still able to maintain your current lifestyle without needing to drain savings, business profits, dive too deep into PTO, or figure out a special deal with your employer. When someone gets sick or injured, expenses go up to pay for treatment, and the lives of the people around that person are adjusted as well. A spouse or a loved one will need to take time off work to help transport or even prepare meals or help with difficult everyday tasks that the individual can't do themselves. The beauty of the bottom layer of the pyramid is that if you remove the question of where the money is going to be coming from to pay for this disability, you move from a hopefully temporary and potentially permanent issue. I want to take a few minutes to tell you a story about a good friend of mine and how income protection shaped his life. Anthony was a stud soccer player, still is a stud soccer player. He was recruited to play on a top college team, and his team held the #1 the collegiate ranking while he was enrolled. After graduating from college, he went on to play for a professional team based out of Charleston, South Carolina. And he ended up playing professionally for a few years when he decided that he was ready to transition to the corporate world, and ended up getting a job for a large medical sales company based out of Atlanta. Anthony was 28 years old, and other than some common aches and pains that come from being a professional athlete, he couldn't have been healthier. Not long after he started his new role, he began to develop some fatigue and noticed a non-painful swelling in the lymph nodes on his neck. It wasn't long before Anthony's doctor diagnosed him with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, Anthony's a fighter, and he's in great shape, which for his specific type of lymphoma helps a great deal in allowing someone to beat the cancer. But the medical sales world is cutthroat, and you have to grind all day, every day to help keep the hospitals and doctors happy and interested. Not being able to work and spending a year of his time fighting the cancer was going to set him back. Thankfully, Anthony had disability insurance through his employer, as well as a small supplemental plan purchased to cover the income gap that exists because employer-paid benefits are taxable to the employee. Without this coverage, Anthony would have had medical bills piling up and no clear path forward. The story has a happy ending because Anthony made a full recovery and has been in remission for 8 years. He's killing it in life. He's got 2 sons and a growing family and an awesome job that he loves doing. But he will be the first one to tell you how important it was for him to be able to focus on recovery and not have to worry about where the money was going to be coming from. Sickness plays no favorites. And since we don't have a crystal ball, we have to be prepared for anything. Let Anthony's story be an example that the best time for your clients to buy income protection was yesterday. Income protection is one of the only health insurance products in the marketplace that has a guaranteed level premium. How smart will they look buying coverage while they're young and healthy before age and medical history impacts their insurability? But what about you? In addition to the value that it brings to your clients, what can income protection mean to your bottom line? The beauty of this conversation is by simply bringing it up to your clients, you're separating yourself from the industry. One of the biggest challenges the Plus Group faces is the average age of the insurance producer steadily increasing year over year. With this population growing and more people either living paycheck to paycheck or simply relying on their income to get by, the opportunity is limitless. But what does selling income protection mean to your practice? In an insurance landscape where advisors are scrambling to keep business from turning over due to a number of different factors, income protection is a breath of fresh air. Disability insurance is incredibly sticky, and the nature of the underwriting process makes it hard to replace as people get older and their health changes. The renewals on disability insurance start at 5% for most white-collar business and can increase up to 15 to 20% depending on your production levels. Any business you write this year can grow with your client's income by way of increase options, and that growth will generate new first-year commissions and renewals. I'd like to show you what this can look like as a way to augment your income or even become your primary focus. This first chart shows that $10,000 of annual disability insurance sales can generate what this can generate in commissions. Looking at the total payments column, you can see how selling 2 to 3 DI plans in a year can generate nice commission. Disability insurance has a renewal commission structure that is unique in the health insurance market as well. Substantial renewal commissions can help level off the valleys of down years and continue to grow as you do more business. Bonus commissions are available when producers are able to get to certain sales levels. This example shows additional revenue generated from reaching $25,000 in new first-year premium. First-year premium combined with renewal commissions, combined with bonuses based upon production, start to really drive up the total payouts column. Finally, I want to show you what type of income can be generated yearly for someone who understands why this product is so important and makes a career selling this protection. This isn't a pie-in-the-sky goal here either. Averaging 3 disability insurance policies placed a month with an average premium of about $2,500 annual or $210 monthly, you can reach $100,000 in new first-year sales. I encourage everyone on this call to reach out to your Plus Group offices to learn how you can qualify for these bonus programs or to track your progress and see how you can obtain your goals. I know I'd like to see $8.9 million over the next 20 years in production for each and every single one of you producers on this call. So at the beginning, I told you about my journey to the Plus Group. But what I didn't tell you about is my why. My why is my everything. My why is my family. My wife, Ainsley, my 3-year-old son, Brooks, and my 8-month-old son, Cormac, are the reason I own income protection. Now, when I bought a disability policy a decade ago, I didn't have the growing family that I do now, but I knew that my income was going to be a major factor in getting my wife and I to a place where we could reach our goals. I would encourage you to ask yourself who in your life relies on you bringing home the bacon, and consider making sure you take the time to update your own income protection so you can achieve those goals. There are discounts available for insurance professionals when they buy coverage on themselves, all the way up to 10% off your own personal policy. So now is the time to update your own income protection plan, save a little bit of money as well. Please reach out to your Plus Group office to start the conversation and to figure out the best way to help you market to your new relationships or uncover low-hanging fruit in your existing book of business.